Assalamualaikum and good evening to my beautiful lecturer Dr. Normah binti Zakaria. My name is Hidayah binti Samian. Today, I want to present my mini project with title Design and Implementation of an Audio Amplifier Class A for a Cell Phone using Multisim.
Ada gadis baju merah bikin saya terpana. Lihat dia pun senyuman bikin hati tergoda. Mau tanya-tanya dia punya siapa. Siapa tahu belum ada, kita mau masuk tengah. Sayang kau sungguh manis, bikin saya tertarik.
Now, let me continue my presentation about progress report mini project. It's divided into 3 parts, which is literature review, design audio amplifier, and develop and simulate circuit diagram. For this week, I will briefly present about literature review and design audio amplifier. For the next slide, I will explain about literature review. First, we talk about power amplifier. What is amplifier? Electronic amplifier designed to increase the magnitude of power of a given input signal. The power of input signal is increased to a level high enough to drive loads of output device like speaker, headphones, RF transmit. Quarter percent. 11 edition, April 2012. This is my sketching. And this is my design audio amplifier using Multisim. I use TDA 2030 because I think it is a great power amplifier I see on 5-pin form. Then TDA 2030 has high output current and very low harmonic and crossover distortion. Also, this device has the short circuit and the 2 high temperature protection system. Okay. Last but not least, there is component that I use for this circuit. Okay, first source. I use voltage AC and 10 V peak. Others component, there is IC TDA 2030, 2-piece, resistor, I use 9-piece, capacitor, 4-piece, capacitor polars, I use 5 pins, and lastly, oscilloscope. Only one oscilloscope. Assalamualaikum and good evening to my beautiful lecturer Dr. Normah Binti Zakaria. My name is Hidayah Binti Samian. Today, I want to present my mini project with title Design and Implementation of an Audio Amplifier Class A for a Cell Phone using Multisim. Let's continue my presentation regarding progress report mini project. For the previous progress, as I have explained in the literature review and design audio amplifier, I can get output B, and for the design it is so quite difficult to explain and it's not class A design, so I decided to change my design audio amplifier. Okay, this is my new schematic design for audio amplifier. For the next slide, I will explain about component and equipment that I use for this design. The source, I use voltage AC, there is 350 MVPK. For component, there is 3 components. Such as transistor, resistor, and capacitor. For equipment, I use 2 equipment. There is a oscilloscope and 1 wattmeter. Now, let's look into each transistor that I use for this circuit diagram and explain further for these 3 transistors that I use. Okay, as you can see, this is the type of transistor and their symbol. Transistor BC337. BC337 is a NPN transistor with a good characteristic. This transistor can be used in audio frequency driver stage, lower audio amplifier stage, and wide variety of general purpose function. For example, amplification and switching purpose. Next, the max load this transistor can handle is 800 milliampere, which is enough to drive many loads in an electronic circuit. The maximum voltage this transistor allow through this collector to emitter is 45 voltage. That is a good feature which make it suitable to use in circuit which require more than 24 voltage. Last, the max gain this transistor can provide is 630. That is also a good feature that makes it suitable to use in audio frequency amplification circuit. Transistor 2N3904 is a widely used general purpose transistor. It also NPN type. Then it is a current control transistor, and that's why come in the category of bipolar junction transistor, abbreviated as BJT. Next, the maximum collector current of the transistor is 200 milliampere. Therefore, you can drive loads under 200 milliampere in their electronic application. Last, 2N3904 also work good as an amplifier. The total device dissipation is 625 milliwatt, due to which it can also be used for audio and RF signal amplification purpose. The last transistor is 2N2222, is a NPN transistor with a good characteristic. The transistor contains some of the best features in its little package. Next, the max collector emitter voltage of the transistor is 40 volt. Therefore, the user can use it in any circuit operating under 40 volt DC. Okay, next, 2N2222 can also be used to amplify audio signal. For example, it can be used into audio preamplifier stage and also into audio amplifier stage. Last but not least, it can also be used as a small audio amplifier or to drive a small speaker in electronic project. Design and simulate with multisim. For this slide, I will explain about component that I use for this design. As we can observe, there are two stages. First stage, second stage. Okay, for the first stage, there is, as we can see, there is a resistor R5. It's a sweeping resistor in the first stage and has been chosen to be 300 ohm to ensure that the speaker is designed to play with a little distortion as possible on maximum volume. Capacitance C4 connects the first stage to the second stage. In the simulation, a 2N2222 transistor was used because multisim didn't have the 2N3503 that was used in the actual circuit. This 2N2222 has a HFE similar to that of the average HFE of the 2N3503. Next, for Q3 is chosen as a different NPN transistor as Q1 BC337 in the second stage because it provides more gain and a long output waveform owing to a higher power gain. However, Q3 is a 2N3904 NPN transistor which can only handle a maximum of 300 mA, whereas Q1 maximum of 700 mA and Q2 can handle a maximum of 800 mA. That is the reason that Q1 is chosen to be at the output of the second stage because it can handle more current than the 2N3904 transistor, which would instantly melt. Last but not least, at the emitter of Q3, a 30 ohm and 5 watt resistor has been used since it needs to handle a lot of current and power going through it. As the volume is increased, a higher alternating current, there is AC, is applied. A signal is a variation between voltage and current. Lastly, the current is designed to operate between 14 until 16 volt. Result of simulate with multisim. Okay, there is channel A and channel B. Channel A is input, channel B is output. Okay, as you can see in this waveform, the blue color is low and the yellow color is high. Okay, channel A, the lower is negative 350 millivolt, and the high for channel A is 349.353 millivolt. Okay, for the channel B, there is negative 1.957 volt, and for the high is 2.081 voltage. Okay, next we see the time base. For the scale, for time base is 1 millisecond. For the channel B, the scale I put 500 millivolt, and for channel B I put scale 1 volt. If channel B is higher than channel A, therefore we can conclude the amplifier is success. That's all from me. Thank you.
Aduh mama, ada gadis baju merah bikin saya terpana. Lihat dia